Welcome to the Art of Money Saving. My name is Joshua. I'm a professional opera singer who helps you discover the joys and secrets of personal finance. No dilly-dallying in this video. Let's get in our DeLorean and head back to the year 1955.
Great Scott.
Let's go back to the 1990s where I grew up in the South Wales valleys. The Tooth Fairy. Now you must remember that horrible week where your tooth was on the verge of falling out but wasn't quite there yet, and whatever you did, whether you twisted it, whether you pulled it, it just wouldn't come out. But when it did come out, you knew that you would put that tooth under the pillow and the Tooth Fairy would come. An absolute magical moment. And you knew in the morning you would wake up to a £1 coin. Now I'm not sure whether it's still £1 or whether inflation has done its job. My childhood home had a large white brick wall with lots of individual stones attached to it. Now these stones would fall off or you could quite easily pick them off. So I found myself one day wanting to scam the Tooth Fairy, believe it or not, at the age of, 8 or 9 years old.
Disgusting!
And unfortunately, I let my mother in on this plan. I said, Mum, I'm going to take one of these stones and I'm going to put it under my pillow and the Tooth Fairy will know no different.
Few moments later.
And unfortunately, the plan did not work at all. I woke up in the morning and the stone was still there. Birthday cards. Now this is an absolute financial classic. Can you remember the anticipation? Feeling the weight of the card, thinking this is pretty light. There's two options. Either this aunt or uncle that I don't happen to speak to very often has just said happy birthday, or they've attached something a bit more substantial. Yes. And I remember opening up this card and seeing maybe a £5 note, a £10 note, nay, a £20 note on occasions.
All out, and you just felt like $1 million. It was so fantastic, and I just had the feeling as each year got older
I had more and more money. It was really fantastic.
But there were some occasions where you picked up the card and you immediately knew straight away there was a certain weight, a heft to this card, and it could only be one thing, and that was a number of pound coins sellotaped to the top and the bottom of the card. I absolutely love that, and I must say, on a personal note, I think I referred the sellotaped pound coins to a note sliding out.
Controversial, I know.
I think before I reveal my third favourite childhood financial memory, you should subscribe, press the button now. My best friend Cookie had quite an entrepreneurial mindset, and he managed to convince us to go carol singing around the local houses, and it was such a great idea. I put my guitar on with the strap, played the guitar, and we both sang. Now he wasn't much of a singer, but he knew there was some money in this idea, and our favourite part was coming back to my home at the end of the evening, and we had this giant sock or stocking full of coins, and we would pour it on the ground and then count how much money we'd have made that evening. As we look back now as adults, this is one of our favourite stories, and it was great to see that we had that entrepreneurial flair and spirit. If you want to hear more about this story, you can hear my conversation with Cookie, my best mate from school, in episode 11 of the Art of Money Saving podcast, the link in the description below. Finally, it was selling sweets in school. I went to the supermarket and I would buy a humongous array of different chocolates, biscuits, drinks, and I would put them in my rucksack. And I can remember my rucksack being so incredibly heavy on the way to school. It would hurt my back so much because it was absolutely jam-packed of all of those goodies. What I loved about selling sweets is it helped me break out of my isolated friend group, and I was interacting with people from all walks of life in the school, whether they were popular, different classes, different year groups.
Everyone knew me for selling sweets and would come to me and we would do a bit of business, and the money was really fantastic at that age as well. So
it didn't last long, and I unfortunately got told off and I got banned from selling sweets.
Oh, no.
But it was really good to have that start and that chance to start doing a bit of business and realising how to negotiate, how to interact with customers. Such a great childhood memory. So I could go on about this all day long, but I'm sure there are some that I've forgotten. Do let me know in the comments below what your favourite childhood financial memory is. Thank you for coming down memory lane with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you for the next video. Bye now. Toodle pip.